I've already told some of these stories. I was telling them over WhatsApp. And I've been telling them over WhatsApp. I got so many. Then I decided, you know what? I still want to have them on like my blog. Hence why I'm trying to tell them. So other people can hear and can relate. You know what I said in the beginning. Stories make us connect. The next story relates to a mythical creature. I would like to call it a mythical African creature. Or is it rather South African? I'm not sure. But it's called Tikoloshe. It's a real... At least in theory, it's a really short man, very ugly short man, who has curses. Sometimes a person would send this little man, a Tikoloshe, to your house to do bad things to you. Like sometimes even like mind control you. It's a whole lot of weird things. But the story the story in terms of context is about how people assumed or believed that I had a Tikoloshe back in the hood. These things happen all the time. Sometimes, it's like all in the 1800s where people will say, the person is a witch, and then they start burning that person for being a witch. So kind of same thing with me. At home, we have a bush. My friend always argues that this bush is not a big bush. He was right. Compared to what his home looks like, my bush is very small. But nonetheless, when you are a child, a bush like that is like a jungle. And that's what it was to me, a jungle. So there's this bush by my house. And a lot of people would believe that there's a Tikoloshe living in that bush. It was just an assumption. So, because the bush was so close to my house, people assumed that we had a Tikoloshe. And in essence, I have a Tikoloshe. Was the whole belief. And other stories will come of how I actually put that belief into use. But this first story is how the school experienced firsthand this Tikoloshe that I had. Well, that I had. Was in primary school. Now I was bullied a lot in primary school and in secondary school. Faced a lot of bullying. And this guy who was a little shithead, he was tinier. He was tinier than me. He was tinier than me and my cousin because we were like bigger kids. But my gosh, for some reason that kid just found a way to abuse the shit out of us, and he used to beat us up. And this one day, I was like, fuck it. Why is this little shit beating me up? I should slap him. And that I did. I just punched the kid. And then, guess what? He started bleeding on his nose. I was like, oh, fuck. Can you imagine? All these months that I've been busy being bullied by this child and nothing happened to me. And then the one time I tried to retaliate, the little bastard bleeds. And then I was in shit. Teachers were called. Basically, the kids ran to tell the teacher, this is what I did. And then the teacher's like, bring him here. I knew I was gonna get fucked up. Because it was, during those times, I'm an old person, during my time of education, corporal punishment was a thing. I knew the pipe that was waiting to taste my ass back at that time. So I decided to run. How can I run in a school? Well, my school was below a hill. So just like this. This hand is going to be very useful to showing you example. The school was here on the flat plain land, and then you would have to run or go up a hill. There's a small gate here that's hardly used, but there's a gate here that we use, and then there's another gate here, a big gate where everybody else comes in. The moment I heard that the students are looking for me, I started running up the hill to go out by the small gate, and I stood there by the small gate, watched the school like a hawk to see what was happening, and I kid you not, I saw the whole school, whole bunch of guys going out the gate, the big gate. Basically, they were told they must grab me and they must bring me back. Oh, I was like, fuck it, this ain't happening. I saw them going up, coming towards where I am. I decide to squeeze under this gate. There was a little bit of a it's like a small hole that you squeeze through and then you can run. So I squeezed through that hole and I was running home. Now, even when I think about it, I think about how messed up it is. But I had an uncle. Now, the thing about my uncle is he was very black. I mean, I'm black, but I'm brown black. My uncle was black. I'm entire black. My gosh, that man was black. So that's how dark he was. If you switch the lights off, that man completely disappeared. That's how black he was. Anyway, he was the only one at home. So I ran home, crying. He opens the door. What's going on? What's wrong? They want to beat me. And then my uncle puts me inside. He comes inside. We chill. A whole gang of students coming down towards where we live. And then they like screaming and shouting for me to come out. Come out. The teacher wants you, come out. Now, at home, I told you it's going to come in handy. This is this is my house. My house is here. There's a little bit of a hill by my house. It's like Mtangad, but it's a long way down. It's like a huge Mtangad. It's my house, and there's a long way hill down. You open the door, and there's a space here, and then there's a hill. All these bunch of students, they are in this empty space, shouting for me to come out. Yeah, come on. And my uncle was wearing shorts that day. I remember this very clearly. He was wearing shorts that day, and he takes his stick under the bed. I know how it sounds, all these things coming in together, but coincidence. It was coincidence. Of course, my uncle was like foreign. He was from Malawi. Didn't speak any Zulu. So he spoke his own language and English. I guess I was accustomed to English quite a lot of times. So the only way we could speak was with English. So he comes out carrying his stick, wearing shorts, black as fuck. And when he opens the door and the kids see this, the kids see this man who is short, and the first image that comes into their heads is it's a fucking Tikoloshe. Remember the hill I mentioned? I saw kids falling over the hill. They're running, screaming for their mothers. Ma! Screaming. They spread out like there were zombies chasing them. And my uncle is coming out and he's speaking a dialect they don't even understand. So everything was just in their heads, like, oh shit, this man called out his Tikoloshe, and they were just spreading out, and they ran. And my uncle was there trying to chase them out, and they ran screaming, some were falling, crying, apologizing, and they ran back to the school. and I stayed home for the rest of the day, and I didn't want to go to school. I actually didn't want to go to school because I was scared of what's going to happen. And I did go to school, I think the next day, if not 2 days later. Of course, that pipe from the teacher was waiting for me. I mean, now it has to add to what I did by dodging the school. But for a little while, you know, things started to dimmer down instead of bullying, you know, because people actually had seen my Tikoloshe. And yeah, that's that's my first Tikoloshe story. I have I think 2 more that I need to share. But moral of the story is, if people believe some shit about you, fuck it. Let them believe it. Who gives a shit? I will see you on the next time when I'm telling you a story. Again, I appreciate and thank you for tuning in to listen to me, to read what I have to say, and hopefully you can share your stories.